What's going on, everyone? Forex Fargo checking in. We're gonna do a Forex Fargo informative Zoom meeting. Today is May 20th, 2021. It is approximately 4:30 on a Thursday, and we got about 30 more minutes until the daily candles close and the market is actually done with New York session. So I believe there's a few people in here. Don't know if anyone wants to ask some questions, but that is pretty much the moral of this. You guys want to share your charts, you can do that. If you want to, ask questions in terms of what it is that you're doing wrong, I have the replay button. So if you don't have the replay button on your screen, we can go back and look at, like if you guys don't know what that means, I can literally do that. So, what I have on my chart is April 7th. I have candles from April 7th, 2021. I don't have any other candles up until now. I can press the play button, the candles will develop, the candles will develop and shit like that. And this is how you quote unquote, do your back testing to see if your strategy works. So enough talking about, what it is that I would like for this to go on. I need some people to have some balls, or if you're a woman, I need you to have some brass balls as well and fucking be a human and stop being shy. You're never gonna fucking, I'll tell you this much. The reason why I get what I want in life is because I go by this mantra and motto. And my mother told me this when I was like 3 years old. Baby boy, the only dumb question you ask are the only dumb questions are the ones that you do not ask, okay? If you want to know something, you fucking ask the question. If that person does not have the answer, or you don't find the answer that you like, by all means, keep asking the question till you find it. If I don't know the answer, I might be able to point you guys in the right direction. You're never going to get better if you're just sitting there, and I'm not throwing any shade to anyone in particular. I'm just telling you guys to stop being introverts, become a little bit extroverted. I don't even need to see you. I just need to be able to see a screen. I need you guys to fucking be participated in this chart, this chat right here. You can tell by the passion in my voice. If I'm yelling at you, by all means, feel it, there we go right there. Could you do a top-down analysis on a trade that you took? I think it was on AU. Perfect. I will definitely start with that, I appreciate that. Let me hit this button real quick and then we're going to go into that. If you guys, once again, are not in this, hop into the fucking Zoom. I am not going to turn the screen because I want people, if you are in the live, to understand. But let's do this, okay? So this is educational. And what we're going to do is we're going to mark up my levels, all right? So NM, all right? We're just going to call you N, all right? So if you're new to this, what I like to, show people and what I've always told people is that I like doing things from a monthly, weekly, I like doing it. My mantra is HTF analysis, LTF execution, which essentially is high time frame analysis, low time frame execution. Okay. In order for me to do that correctly, what I need to do is, when I do look at my charts, I need to go ahead and I'll put these into like, I show people I put them into a line chart first, right? So I'll be able to identify, some easy levels, right? So right here, I would have done this level right here. And then I would have put one maybe down there at the bottom. Okay. Keep doing the flip accounts. I love them. It's I follow it was you. I figured it was you. No bullshit. I figured that was you. So yeah, so right here, what I had established is that I already had a weekly level, or actually I had a weekly level, a daily level, and then I had certain levels that I wanted to trade from in between. Now, you're not really going to be able to see this from the line chart, but what you also want to do from a daily chart as well, okay? I like putting a line kind of like where price is kind of like bouncing between. Now, once again, if you guys cannot see this, let me just show you all real quick on the IG. When you take your charts and you fucking do less, I'm telling you, you're able to see more, right? So you see how price literally respected this level like 4 or 5 times or something like that. Price gets down there again, if it fucking holds, it's probably gonna break back up to the upside, right? So these are how you this is not these, but this is how you essentially, keep getting better and shit, right? Okay. So my daily level I would have marked it, somewhere like right there, right? Okay, so now what I do, I revert back to a candle chart. All right. And now what I did is what I had, I believe, is we had this. Sorry, 1 second. So I have my daily lows right here at this 77, between 77 and, between 77, 150 and 77 cents, right? So that's like a 15 pip zone or whatever like that. Then what I also was monitoring, I was monitoring price push from here. So we had this doji candle on a daily candle, and I knew the price was going to push all the way back up. Up where is actually the question, right? So what I had to do is just follow along with the trade, follow along with the trade. On daily level, you can see that there's some exhaustion around this 78 cents. Just just looking left, I was counting these candles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mind you, I dropped down to the 4 hour, and on the 4 hour, you're able to see some resistance a lot easier, right? So I had a level which was marked like this. Okay, let's go ahead and move this back real quick. We'll send this back. So I had this marked on the 4 hour daily level, but I want to show you how this zone that I'm traded out of had been here literally since I traded out of this zone back in December, I think, or January of earlier this year. So I was confident taking that trade. And then so that was the daily. Confident taking that trade. So just building confluences, right? Okay, Nids. So this was I was watching price, project off of the 77 level, trying to see, how far it would make its way up to 78 cents. Okay. So here, let's do this. Let's go down, let's go down, let's go down. Today is the 20th, so the beginning of this week was like 16th or some shit like that. Something like that, right? So I believe it was like right here. All right. Somewhere like right here. So I'm just gonna use this replay button. Sorry. All right. So I'm not sure if I have this right, but this was somewhere earlier in the fucking week. That's all that matters. I pressed the play button. I was watching price, watching price. So you see how stopped it real quick. Price kind of like didn't break down here, but price collected some more liquidity from the 77, 250 level. I could have caught the buy. That's just not really what I'm into. I like trading when I feel confident and comfortable, and I have like the right signals, right? So these are all hour candles. Price is doing this thing, doing this thing. So you can see that once price is getting into this zone, all right, if this is making sense, if you're following along, by all means, let me know. But when price got into this zone, what I usually do, if you guys have ever watched my webinars, okay, so I'll have what's called a blue ellipse. I call this my, particular area of interest. When I have my particular area of interest, what I'm doing now is I'm monitoring price action. Monitoring price action, from a few different angles. 1 hour, 2 hour, 30 minute. It all depends on how I'm trying to execute the trade, right? And where we are in the day as well, right? So you can see once price got over here, right? Just looking at the zone, we had this little doji, and then you're getting some rejections or rejections, rejections. So you got like 3 dojis headed down in a row from the zone, right? Then what you get is the retest, right? So you get some retests over here. Now, I don't remember where my entry was, but the moment I had a candle closure above this, so what I waited for, I believe, is I waited for the retest. I didn't enter back up here because I would have had a better entry. I think my entry was like 77, 800 or something like that. But regardless, I entered when I saw the strong rejection. So this 1 hour candle closure right here below the zone, if you can kind of look at it, it looks like a little M formation, which is a double top kind of forming just on a 1 hour time frame. I don't like looking at shit like that. But it's something that I felt like it was good for me to not necessarily jump the gun. There's also other reasons why I did take this trade as well. So I took this trade, entered, right? So it's price doing this thing, not getting stopped out or whatever, but getting fucking damn near close. Do 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 do. So this is what happens, I believe. Yeah, so this was yesterday, right? So price was up here flirting, my stop loss was, I don't know, somewhere above here. It doesn't fucking matter. But when price gets into, like 15, 20 pips, I will move my stop loss to break even, which is actually what happened on that gold trade, that first gold trade that I fucking had. Not getting off topic real quick, but Nids, that first gold trade I posted for like 100 pips, that shit ended up running like 170 pips. I went back to sleep. I fucking woke up. It hit my stop loss. I seen the price fucking flew all the way to like 1890. Took another sell from there. Actually took a couple sells from there and just made sure that I capitalized what I didn't capitalize on earlier. All right. So what we'll do is, let me see real quick. All right, so I entered sell, probably entered sell right there, and then exited, I exited somewhere around here, right? Now, this is only 60 pips, right? This is not, from zone to zone, but when, you're floating that much in profit and shit, you'd be a fool not to take any of your partials. It's not always about fucking making sure that the trade hits all the way to the end, right? This is why people try to catch 10, 15, 20 pips. It's a lot easier and shit, you know. But yeah, so this overall trade probably took me like, I don't know, 6, 7 hours. When you guys see me do these account flips, if I say that it's one, I will not trade no crazy ass account flip during news or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is exactly what happened. Now, I don't have the time. It's not that I don't have the time to do it, but I got 4 minutes left, and then I'll start another Zoom. So if this cuts off, everyone join the Zoom again, and once again, this will be uploaded on YouTube. Okay. So what ended up happening is this was my initial. This was probably what my initial, target was looking at, right? Okay. So my initial target, I'm looking for 77 pips or some shit like that, right? I'm looking for price to hit all the way down to the 77, 167 level that I have marked. Okay, cool. I get impatient. I close fucking 80% of my positions, when I notice that price is, close enough to my fucking levels. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? So look what ends up happening, okay? Bam, right? So you see that? I get this 1 hour candle, and I remember this. So this was yesterday, 2 o'clock FOMC meeting or some shit like that. Bam, price fucking pushed all the way up from 77, collected some liquidity. Although even though we didn't have a fucking break of this, because we did not have a hourly candle closure above this level, there's no indication that just because price hit at this 77,500, the price is going to continue up. No, this is why you need to look at the fucking charts and understand, what's happening throughout the day. So yeah, once price got down here, foolish of me, right? But it's not even I'll say foolish of me. I was already content and I didn't feel like I needed to trade anymore, right? Going back, I know what happened fucking today. So today, or this actually happened yesterday. So price was somewhere down here before New York closed yesterday, right? So if you were, a smart individual, you were able to capitalize on all of these rejections at the bottom on the 1 hour candle, right? And then what ended up happening is that I think some Aussie news ended up coming out or some shit like that, some fucking news rate, price pushed back down a little bit. When price pushed back down, I could have bought that, ended up going to sleep, and then waking up when I need to. So yeah, this is actually a trade that I was monitoring on both sides. Once again, not flexing. I'm just gonna show you guys that I'm not a fucking liar. This is where all my initial analysis are, right? So okay. So yeah, so these are my levels on my initial analysis, and yeah, I look left over here. So just because you don't see it right here, this is what I mean. When I have my charts marked all the way over here, these are trades that I've taken in the past. If I don't do my webinar, you guys won't see that this is a trade that I've taken. I look at my charts like this all the fucking time. This is what you guys don't see behind the scenes, right? So this was a trade that I could have taken, but I felt more comfortable taking the trade from up here because now you can see that this is a level that I've had marked for a very long time. Going back to the educational one, right? Excuse me. We are right here. Right. So now following the move. Okay. So now we're current time right here. And this is where price is at. So price literally boom from this 77, 170 level. We hit our high of, wherever price had kind of died from yesterday, which is 77, 800. So what I'll be watching is I'll be watching to see what happens if price will fucking push back up to the zone. If we get a fucking, hourly candle closure, or depending on what price action looks like, I'll follow that back up to the upside and then I'll wait. Now this Zoom is about to end. So let this one end, and then what we will do is we will go ahead and start a new Zoom. So I'm gonna end this Zoom and then start it right back up. So see you guys in like 2 minutes. Sorry. All right, Fargo back part 2. Okay, so a lot of you guys are interested in the trades, or some of you all are interested in the trades that I took. So why don't we do this? We went over AU. Let's go over EU, the trade that we took on EU the other day. All right. Once again, what did we do? Let's start off with the macro, and we're gonna start off with the lines, right? But once again, we're gonna start off with the weekly. Okay. So from our weekly perspective, one, now when I do this, you guys clearly can see why I took the fucking, no cap. You can kind of see why I took it, but here's what we'll do. We'll put our line. Now this is not gonna work the way I want it to. But yeah, we'll put a line right there. We will put a line right there. We will go ahead and scale down to a daily time frame. All right, on the daily time frame, what do we see? I would just probably keep those levels the same on a daily and then actually just move this to a candle just to kind of see what levels it is that I'm working at right here, right? So yeah, so this is what I would do. Because I can't see this on a weekly, I would move it to the top of this wick right here, which is exactly what the fuck I did. All right, so I had a level marked at 122, 400 or so, right, called 122, 400. And then my other level was marked, somewhere like, it was like 21, like 500 or so, right? So we're gonna call it like right here, 21, 500. We're actually gonna be realistic, okay? All right, because I don't like doing that fake shit. All right, so fucking, this is what happened. We'll go back, hit this replay button. Hold on, go back to a 1 hour candle real quick. The replay button was over here. All right, so we'll do this. Okay. All right, so you guys see this right here, right? So this is what happened on EU. Okay, so because EU was approaching, this is the beginning of the week, because EU was approaching this 120, actually not approaching, yes, because EU was approaching 121, 500 or so, okay? Your job as a trader is to see how price is going to react around these levels. You don't fucking take the buy just because you see prices right there, nor do you just take the sell. You got to make sure that, if you do have some confluences, make sure you got some exhaustions. You guys see, I'm not trading with any fucking indicators. This is raw price action. I've been doing this for a year and some change, and people will tell you that the raw price action is actually the best way to learn how to trade because you don't want to be reliant on indicators. The only indicator you see on my chart is that fucking RSI at the bottom, because I actually be looking at that sometimes on a weekly and monthly and shit, just to look at like big overall trends changing. So getting back to the story, price was over here. I wasn't sure necessarily if price was going to push up or if price was going to fucking, fall down. So the best thing to do is follow along with price, okay? Now, once I had this, hourly candle that closed above it, I could have entered the buy and, caught it to the upside. But once again, trading is a great skill to learn because you have the ability to fucking make money when you want to, work when you want to, fucking pay your bills when you want to, and do whatever. So this is why I encourage people to not give up and continue to go after it. Don't care if you have a job, dedicate some time for yourself and for your craft. All right, so when price is pushing up, pushing up, pushing up, pushing up, all right, I notice, the price is getting close to my levels and shit, getting close to my levels, bong, okay? Now, when price actually hits my level, like I told everyone, this doesn't always happen, right? So I'm following along with price action, blah, blah, blah. So when price hits my level, I'm looking to see if I can catch an entry, somewhere from right here, and then maybe catch an exit all the way down here, right? This is what I'm hoping for, okay? So I entered the trade in hopes of me potentially, mind you, this could be a tight stop loss because we know that at the 122 400s or so, we know that those are like daily highs, right? We can look to the left. Oh, it's not gonna do it because I'm on the hourly, but we can look to the left, okay? So not getting confused with that. Set to back or whatever. I don't want these things to pop up. Anyways, we're monitoring. I get the doji, I get a spinning top or whatever. Spinning top is looking good, looking good, looking good. I don't actually remember when I entered this fucking trade. Could have been, yeah. I don't remember when I entered the trade, right? But I entered the trade at that fucking level. And then, once again, what ended up happening, price fucking wicked all the way back up. That ain't get stopped out or anything like that because I wouldn't have fucking made any money, you know? But yeah, so when price gets all the way back down here, so you guys see this? So now let's talk about this entire move is 85 pips, right? So I'm looking for 85 pips. However, price only moves 60 something pips, all right? I'm up from this $150 account, I'm up from this $150 account. I'm up like 300%, I think, right? I'm 150, I'm like 250 or something like that. It's like you know, I don't remember what it was. Yeah, it went from like $150 or something or whatever like that to like fucking five and some change. Right. And then I took the money out. And I put more money back in there when I feel like trading. So yeah, anyways, I fucking, took this or whatever like that, blah blah blah. If you guys actually looked at my fucking screenshot, I don't even know if I posted that, but I initially had a fucking, oh, okay. I did actually enter this trade a little bit early. Now I remember I entered this trade a little bit early at this 133, like fucking, 400 or something like that. And then I had a 0.50 cent lot open, knowing the price was gonna fall down. So like this was actually supposed to be on this one trade alone. I was supposed to make like fucking $300-400 off of it. Ended up getting fucking stopped out. Didn't make the $300-400, right? Fucking ended up making like 150 off of this trade or something collectively. But you take what you can get, and you live and you learn, right? So what happens? Bong. Okay, price doesn't hit all the way to this level, but price gets fucking close enough to this 121, 550 or some shit like that. Bong, from there, price is pushing all the way back up to the fucking, now this is the weekly high and daily high. So unless we have a fucking price push above this is some daily resistance, right? As you can see, now price is kind of still in my blue ellipse right here. I would just monitor this and kind of just see what happens. The other reason why I took this trade, you guys have to do yourself some due diligence and also look at the dollar index, okay? You are failing miserably if you don't start your trades by looking at what's happening on the dollar index, right? So not every pair is going to be, affected by the dollar index. With the dollar index, if you trade in the US dollar, which, a lot of pairs are fucking, you know what I mean? Um, is that. But yeah, like Ned said, the dollar index is key with EU. If you guys didn't know this, let me do this real quick. Right. So when you take a trade on EU, you need to look at your chart work on the dollar index because they're inversely correlated, right? So literally everything that happens on one is gonna happen on the other. Vice versa. Like everything that happens on one negatively happens on the other. So if fucking dollar index goes up, EU is gonna crash. Now the dollar index ended up going up yesterday because of dollar index. I'm not gonna mark these levels on this brand new because it's gonna fucking take me way too long. But if I were to go back and show you guys how I have my dollar index marked, which is how I start every fucking webinar. I start every webinar and I show you guys that look, so give people the opportunity to see how it is that I process behind the scenes. So on the daily time frame, you can see that my levels are marked like this. Okay. Right. So like, I think last week or the week before, I was looking at rejection from this level. I drew this little zone. Bong. That's what happened. I was only looking for price to move from 91 to fucking 91 400 to 91. Price fucking fell from 91 of $91.40 all the way down to fucking $90 and like, 20 cents or something like that. And then from here, expected a slight push up. I fucking, did this because this was the high of the day. We had this little fucking, doji candle right here, which is a key level that I have marked as resistance. And then from there, price fucking, collapse all the way down, So this is how you just follow along with trades if you are going to be, trading against the fucking dollar. Right now, you'd be mindful to watch this. So like what your job to do is to kind of see what happens with the dollar index on the micro time frame, such as 2 hour, 1 hour, so on and so forth and shit. So this is just this is just how you get better. The only way you're gonna get better is if you just dedicate time to it, right? So the same way that you hear people saying you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. All right, cool. You see someone successful off of forex, you have no idea how much time they fucking put in, no idea whatsoever, right? So why not put in time on your own and figure if you have the time. If you don't have the time, I totally understand. I didn't have the time at one point. There's times I'm not fucking making money and shit, but at the end of the day, there's a balance. Same way life is about a balance. You can't be focused on making money all the fucking time. Yes, you will get there eventually, but if your main goal in forex is just to make money, you're chasing the wrong goal. You know what I'm saying? Like your main goal in forex should be that you want to become a self-sufficient person, entrepreneur. You don't want to work for someone. You know what I'm saying? The money's gonna come tenfold. You fucking know that. That's why you're starting your journey into getting into forex. Don't rush the process. Trust me. I've been there, done that. I've been chasing my dreams for like fucking 2, 3 years now. I'm not fucking rich. I haven't passed my FTMO. You know, like I said, I make a modest enough to fucking pay my bills, do what the fuck I need to do, you know, do little shit here and there, and most importantly, save and reinvest in myself, right? And, you know, wifey and what we have. Someone asked me another question real quick. Let me enjoy this a little bit, and then you guys can ask me another question. GU, you know, I won't go into it all the way, but this is why I took the sell on GU yesterday. You know, just noticed there was some resistance right there. Took it from, you know, 140, 141, 950 all the way down to this 141 level, where you just obviously know that that's the key level. It's, you know, it's just a round numerical number and shit. So that is one of the ways to get better. Do you ever use the yeah. Do I ever use the 5 minute, 4 hour, 5 minute 15? Yes. Yes, and yes. Right. So that is a little bit harder for me to explain as to, you know, why, how do I say it? Okay, so I'm not at that point in my career where I could be like, oh, fucking I executed this, like, you know, I saw this fucking one candlestick and fucking executed. Like, no, like, you know, I'll execute off the 15 and 5 minute time frame after I've looked at an hour candle close, 30-minute candle close, 2 hour candle close, you know, so on and so forth. So like I don't really know how to answer that question or show you guys, because if I do that, I'm probably gonna show you that fucking it will get, not even that it'll get stopped out, right? But I told you yesterday I entered an EU trade, I think at 133, whatever, 122, 300. I mean, um, yeah, I entered it somewhere. Sorry, my brain's all over the place right now. Entered it somewhere around right here, and it was a little bit too early of an entry. Got stopped out, or fucking cut the loss. Re-entered when price got to 122, 400. Got a better entry. It was a fucking, you know, smaller lot size and shit, but doesn't matter. You know, you got to follow along with your trades and shit. It's the only way you're gonna get better. So yeah, ask me another question. I'm eager to see someone's chart. You know what I mean? Like somebody pull up a chart. I don't know if you guys are just on your phone watching this, but I want to see, you know, how it is that you guys look at the charts, and it's not to make fun of anyone. You know, this is how we get better. Like I said, okay, you're on your phone. I look for break-in structure, lower low and lower high. See shit like that. All right, so like the lower low and lower high and all of that, like that shit still confuses me to this day. Not even gonna, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, B-sides. Oh yeah, he's definitely one other person I fuck with. You know what I mean? Definitely. Um, he does like the Fibonacci's and all of that. It was something like that. But yeah, so on the lower time frame, you said that. Oh, you're on your phone too. Okay, sorry. So yeah, no, I'm being honest. I'm not the smartest person. So like, if you were to look at this, if I was to look at this chart, and you would ask me like, where the fuck is a lower low, lower high, all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't fucking know, bro. Not even gonna cap. I have no fucking idea what all of that is, and maybe that's probably why, like, you know, some people are not that. I don't know what the fucking word is, but like, this is clearly a fucking lower low. This is the fucking high. We're somewhere in between. And I'm not even trying to be funny. I don't do that shit. What I how I follow, and I'm laughing because like I'm trying my best to try to find the words how to describe that. That's not what I do. What I'd be looking at, you know, my weekly levels, my monthly levels, so on and so forth. So if I see the fucking prices approaching these, you know, if I like how the PA is looking, bong, I'm gonna execute. You know what I mean? Wait for 15 minutes to break, make destruction, and catch the retracement. Right, and you guys are doing that in a lot of things too. So everyone is trading differently. You guys might be doing that way because, you know, you're scalping for, you know, you're scalping your position. You know, I'm looking for at least 50 to 75 pips, which is, you know, what I've realized over the last couple of years has been my bread and butter. You guys got to realize what works for you. If the 10 to 15 pips works for you, if that works for you, that works for you. However, if your system is not working for you, doing it on the 15-minute and on the 30-minute, don't do that. And I understand where you guys get that from. I'm about to be mad real quick. I'm about to keep it 1,000 with you all on dogs. Real shit. Hold on. So I told you, you've been following my journey. Active participant and Roger Banks and Uncle Ted stream, okay? I tried my best to trade like them. I fucking could not, bro. My fucking $500, $1,000 accounts at the time was getting depleted so fast. You know what I'm saying? I even used to try to enter when they entered and like when they used to do all of that shit. It was not working for me, bro. It fucking was not working for me. We have to get out of the mindset of thinking that we can be like someone else and get more into the mindset of figuring out what truly works for us. And that is what's going to take a lot longer. So this is all true story. So the reason why Uncle Ted respects me now, you even have me thinking. I hit him up. I said, yo, I'm trying my best to trade like y'all. I'm losing. I'm not making no money and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm losing. I'm not making no money and shit. Like, what am I doing wrong? He's like, I don't know, bro. Your chart work looks good and shit. I was like, every time you take a trade, I'm entering when you enter, but like I'm fucking losing and shit. One, it was my position sizing. You know, it was me realizing that Uncle Ted is really, you know, entering trades off of fucking 1 minute, 5 minute and shit. We don't always see his screen. He shows us what he shows us. Roger Banks is the one that really shows you how he enters a trade. Uncle Ted is not more secretive and shit like that. I'll show you the screenshots, but like, you know, he's not really all for that, at least at this point. Set him up, you know, he's giving me some motivation and shit. You know, he knows my name and shit. He's like, Marcel. He's like, there's a million ways to trade. He's like, you don't have to trade the way that I'm trading. He's like, there's YouTube. He's like, you even told me that you'd be going on YouTube trying to figure out other ways. So this is exactly what happened. So you guys noticed that I have a Telegram. I've had this Telegram since 2019, since March 2nd, 2019, okay? This is when I decided to take my trading serious. I went on YouTube maybe like months before that, whatever, 2 months before that. I watched like hours of fucking YouTube content, you know, free shit. I found out the different types of trading, scalping, intraday, swing, position. I found out, it was just going through my things. I tried the trend lines. I tried the fucking Fibonacci's. I tried the fucking, using the RSI, trying to build all these confluences and shit like that. I promise you, what has really worked for me when I go back and really look at the charts I have from 2019 is when I really found that when I mark my higher time frames and execute off of the lower time frames, such as the 1 hour, and I'm not talking no 15, 30-minute candle and shit like that. I'm talking really looking at the chart and really just fucking, executing properly and shit. That shit took me some time. There's a reason why Uncle Ted follows me, because we have had these heart-to-heart conversations, bro. And I've even told you guys that, zone trading is the best. Shout out Logan, right? If you guys follow me, you know that I actually made this right here. A lot of you guys actually fucking have this on somewhere on your fucking computer and shit like that. This is something I drew on my iPad, all right? I've been trading this way since I fucking drew this. If you can't see this, let me explain this to you, okay? One, this has like 5,000 fucking views on my Telegram. Pretty much just let you know that support is the same thing as demand, okay? And resistance is the same thing as, oh shit, sorry, my bad. So support is the same thing as demand, essentially means that it's a buy zone, okay? Buy level. Resistance is the same thing as supply, meaning that these are fucking where levels are, you know what I'm saying? This is where resistance and selling pressure is, all right? Any levels that you have in between, right? So if this is my weekly level or weekly, monthly, so on and so forth, or daily, if this is my weekly and weekly, this is the daily level right here, somewhere in the middle. So I'm looking to trade from these zones, I'm looking to trade from these zones, or I'm looking to trade from this zone to this zone, or from this zone to this zone. The only way for you guys to understand this shit is if you're fucking, really going back and looking at your trades, right? So going back to my conversation with Uncle Ted, this is why I got better as a trader, because I really admire him and I fucking like people keeping it real with me. I'm from the hood, bro. You could talk to me any type of way. Just don't fucking yell at me. I'm gonna walk away. You know what I'm saying? Like dead ass. But like you could talk to me with that in your voice because like I'm a man, dog. And as men, we need that. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all females need that as well to fucking make sure that you're on the right pay on the right path. So Uncle Ted was just like, yo, document all the trades that you have taken for the year. And he's just like, I'm not talking about like going into your account and shit like that and fucking, looking at it like that. Like physically write it down. I took like fucking I took like dead ass. It took me like a weekend. I took 500 fucking trades in the month of January when he told me to do this. I said, nah, nigga, what am I doing wrong, bro? So I fucking did winners, I did losers. I realized that I was winning maybe like fucking 30 pips or something like that, but I wasn't really doing stop losses. So my losers was like 50 pips, 60 pips, 70 pips and shit. Didn't fucking make sense to me. So I was just like, okay, so if I could win 30 pips, I looked at it like this. If I could win 30 pips, let me try to cut down on the losses. So let me focus on fucking risking 30 pips as a loss and try to see if I could get close to 70 pips as the wins, if this makes any sense and shit. So it took me a while, you know what I'm saying? But like essentially in over time and shit, I started fucking swing trading. I remember the first fucking micro account I had like a $20 account. I opened like 5 fucking $1 lot sizes on like a GJ and a GU trade. Them shits was busting, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit bust all the way from like fucking $20 to like 200 or something like that. And I was like, holy shit. Like, so this is the style of trading that works for me. When you see people have like, so such as Roy underscore NL, I think that's his fucking screen name. Roy has been in the GJ buy since GJ last year or something like that, at like 133 or earlier this fucking year. The only way that people are doing this and getting better is them, practicing and actually learning from their fucking mistakes and trading off of the fucking higher time frames and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to think like Warren Buffett. You got to think like Elon Musk. You got to think like fucking Steve Jobs and shit like that. You got to not think like yourself. I can't think like Marcel. I can't think like Forex Fargo. I can't think like Uncle Ted. I got to think about, you know, the levels that make the most sense for me. So why would I take a buy if price right now is at 77,700 on AU? Why would I take a buy right there or take a sell? Why would I not wait for the fucking daily candle to close? Okay, so Uncle Ted really just kind of had these heart-to-heart conversations with me and shit. 1685, I'm in gold. Holy shit, bro. Holy shit. Now you've been in gold, I think, since March, because I think the fucking lows in March was like 1700. How do I know this? Because I look at my fucking charts. Correct me if I'm wrong, Logan, but like I think I'm warm. You know what I'm saying? Like somewhere around there. Another thing too, people need to understand that fucking, the trend doesn't change in the middle of the fucking week. Like they tell you that Wednesdays and Thursdays are the best days to trade, but a lot of people like are usually done trading by Wednesday. So like, you haven't seen me post a chart today, you won't see me post a chart tomorrow. I try to get my trading done by Wednesday. If I trade one fucking day throughout the fucking week, I'm content with that. Like I've told you people, there's nothing wrong with making $1, $2, $3, $4, $500 a fucking week until your account grows and shit like that. Like you guys would be not surprised, you know what I mean? Because I've withdrawn some money and shit to pay some bills, but like, you know, I think the last fucking I don't remember what I was gonna say, but that's besides the point. You know what I'm saying? Like what really matters is that like, I'm very appreciative of how slow it has taken me to get to where I'm at. I love the fact that you guys see that. Look, I made enough money to take a FTMO challenge. I refuse to take a FTMO challenge because I want to see if I could get my account to fucking 5, 10 grand and just trade out of that shit. Why do I need FTMO? Yes, I understand I have access to the larger capital and shit, but like, like I said, I'm really like I think FTMO would be like me getting cuffed like 5 pounds trying to flip that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I know I could do it, but like, do I want to listen to FTMO rules? Do I want to have a fucking due date? You know what I'm saying? With the how I got to give this man back almost $10,000 and shit with the 5 pounds. Like, no, bro, that shit is fucking corny. No one has time for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one has time for that. Yeah, and look what it happened at last year's crash. What month? It happened in March, holding on for new highs, right? So I come on here and I tell people that you just got to follow your fucking journey. And once again, going back to why certain people follow me and why they seem to have a fucking respect for me or why there's a communication. I actually be hitting these people up in the DM. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys see, if you talk to me on a regular basis, you send me a message, you react and shit. Sometimes I'm dry and shit, you know what I'm saying? But like, for the most part, I will respond to you. I feel like I have friends that I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out Nate, he just joined. Algos don't lie. I'll tell everyone because I'm fucking real as shit. Go follow him. He's fucking past his FTMO or whatever like that. He's has a small community. And he is under the ICT mentorship, you know, or trading style or whatever like that. It fucking works, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand it or whatever, but like at the end of the day, you know, one hand washes the other and shit. Nate also does real estate. So I know that, you know, whenever, you know, I do have the capital that I need, I'm gonna fucking, you know, meet with him in person and shit like that. We're gonna chop it up. You know what I mean? Like, this is why, you know, you pay it forward. This is why you don't bash the next person and shit. You know what I mean? Like, if you guys actually been following me, real shit, and I'm about to talk about some real shit. God works in mysterious ways. Chino, I hope you join this fucking thing, okay? Because me and Chino had something, and I was the asshole that kind of burned him and shit. And when I mean burned him, I felt like all of the people we had was because of my fucking thing. So there was no need for me to be doing it and then splitting money with someone when these were all my followers in the first place. Lo and behold, fast forward, time moves on. Chino passes his FTMO. The moment I find out he passes his FTMO, I fucking send him a voice message, send him a video thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, bro, congratulations. I fly out to Miami, right? This isn't, you know, I fly out to Miami in hopes of fucking, you know, me and Chino in person taking a picture for the gram. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, you know, Chino FX, Chino FX Fargo Fam IRL in real time, nigga, in real life. You know what I'm saying? So fucking, you know, it I know my time's coming. You know, I know I got a lot of shit that I don't talk about that goes on fucking behind closed doors, but so do we all. You know what I mean? Like, I showed you guys yesterday, I was mowing my fucking lawn with the push mower, bro. You have no idea how big that fucking lawn is. I was still continuing doing that shit today. You know, the reason why is because I couldn't figure out, you know, not even that. I was procrastinating too much. Shorty told me to fucking put this shit in the fucking, put the lawnmower in the service thing or whatever like that, like 2 weeks ago. But you know, my mind's really on the charts, bro. So fucking, you want the grass cut? I'm gonna cut the grass. I wouldn't have time to go do that. Fucking, you know, let's go grab this fucking lawnmower. We take our turns and shit like that. Bong, the shit ends up getting done. You know, of course I'm gonna still travel. I might be going back to New York at the end of this. When is this month? At the end of this month, or actually we're trying to go back to Miami in another month or two and shit. But yeah, another thing as well too, I think the world is about to open back up, so all of these travel restrictions might die down a little bit. And I have my passport, and wifey needs to get her passport. So when we have that, you know, we'll be on the same page and shit. But yeah, the door's a limit, bro. Like, that's all I want to do. You guys see, I don't have any fucking children. I got my dogs or whatever. You know, I'm trying to create memories. And when I do have children, I'm trying to even be like Hugh Banks, bro. He's out in Jamaica or somewhere right now with his fucking daughter. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, he put all his friends on and shit like that. I want that for me in real life. You know, my friends are not losers. They're just not as motivated as me and shit. And that really fucking kind of deteriorates you as a person. And then that let you know that you need to create that space and that distance. Not that you love them any less, you know what I mean? Just that, like, you know, everyone needs to have their path, their way. You can't hold people's hands and shit. So never been that type of person. Um, you know, and yeah, you just have to, like I said, back to, you know, paying it forward and shit. If you're not honest with yourself, right? So too many people, like I said, a lot of us are one, this chain is mad fucking old. This is real fucking gold. This is not fake. You know what I'm saying? I did not buy this with Forex money. I bought this and I bought this with money from hustling and shit like that, right? I don't know, I'm not gonna do that, but you can like hear the weight to it. It's not hollow. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, now I bought this when fucking gold was valued at $1,100 a fucking troy ounce. Gold right now is at $1,800. This was already an investment I bought fucking way before I even knew anything about like trading and shit like that. I knew that gold was worth some money and shit, you know what I'm saying? But fucking, did I know that this chain was gonna be worth almost 2, 3 grand more than what the fuck I bought it at? Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? But like, and this is a Cuban link, so Cuban links never go out of style or whatever. And I think it's like 10 millimeters on the thickness or some shit like that. No, not this is not 10 millimeters. It's like fucking 6 or 8 or something like that. But yeah, it's almost how many grams is this? It's like 100 or something like that. 100 grams. Yeah. So, anyways, besides the point. So fucking, what you guys need to do is stop one, surround yourself with people that you truly want to learn from, okay? Stop fucking spending your time hanging out, partying, going to events, not learning shit. You know what I'm saying? You're making yourself dumb. You're just wasting your fucking time. I'm telling you, I'm 30 years old and shit. And like, now let me tell you from my experiences, stop spending time trying to impress people. They don't fucking matter the moment people have children and shit like that, which is a lot of y'all are starting to get at that age. But when people have children in their lives, it don't matter. They're going to start doing for their children, right? You should start doing the same. Do for yourself. Start putting yourself first. Start saving money for your fucking goals. All right? Stop eating out. Stop spending the fucking, $50 to $100 on whatever it is. Get another job. How about that? Fuck that. You're not happy with how much money you're making? Nigga, go get another job, bro. I told you, if I don't make it on Forex by the end of this year, dead ass, money or not, the money I have saved, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's money I have saved. I still need money coming in or whatever. I'm still going to be trading, but I might get a job to help me fucking accelerate my process, if I don't fucking hit it. And I give myself January 31st, 2020 fucking one. I'm dead ass. I'll even fucking save this live. I told my girl I don't have no problem. That doesn't mean I'm still not a Forex trader. That just means that on my fucking journey, I actually realized that like I fucking needed to take a break real quick, get blah, 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 blah. And you know what I mean? Whatever the fucking thing. But I'm so real that like I can tell you that and look you in the camera. I'm not looking you on the camera. I'm looking at myself. Right? This is why I'm comfortable in my skin. I've never tried to fucking fake being who I'm not. I still drive a 2004 fucking Honda Accord, bro, with fucking, it got like 187,000 miles on it now. You know what I'm saying? And I thought about the fact that I was going to get a fucking brand new Benz and shit. But you know what I'm about to do? Because I want to travel, I am about to make sure that I save enough money to fucking get me a brand new Honda Accord because I was driving that for the last 5 years. And I know what I'm about to drive the next one for the next 5 years as well. So why not get me one, whether it be brand new or certified pre-owned, whatever I feel like got the best deals because I sold cars. So whatever I feel like has the fucking best deal, I get the best interest rate or, so on and so forth because I can't buy the car outright. I can only put up to like 9 grand. So there's going to be a fucking loan or whatever like that. And then I'll fucking pay that off, get my title and shit. And then I'll be good. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm already living in a comfortable state. Things could always be more comfortable, you know what I'm saying? I could have fancier shit on my walls. I could do some painting, you know what I'm saying? I could have enough money to fucking, buy a brand new fucking lawnmower that costs like $1,000 and shit. But nah, bro, I've been moving at my own pace and shit, and I'm appreciative of the challenges that life fucking, that I'm appreciative of the challenges, trials and tribulations, and the triumphs that I do have along the way in my journey. And you have to start appreciating life like that because you cannot celebrate every high and then when you get a fucking low, be all sad and wanting to kill yourself and shit like that. That's not living. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not living at all. So, you know, um, just wanted to kind of give you guys a behind the depth look at kind of how I see life, the market. I treat the market how I treated life. You guys, y'all spoke. Need to shut my phone, bro. Yeah. I'll see you in a second. What I'm about to say. I treat my forex stuff how I treated me, kind of doing my little hustle in the streets and shit. It took me about 3 years to fucking go from like half an ounce or something like that all the way to like the big boy shit. Perfectly fine shit's legal up here. I could talk about it. I live in Massachusetts, not breaking any felonies and shit. Plus I'm past the 7 year statute. What is it? Whatever statute law, some shit. Um, Besides the point, I was doing that every day. Say when I'm smoking, you see me smoke every day. I was doing that hustling shit for 3 years straight. I've been doing my trading shit for 3 years straight. The reason I got into my trading shit is because I seen some money while I was hustling. this is a lot more money that I can see. Just like Pablo Escobar money. I was dealing petty green shit. This is like me selling fucking bricks of white. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is how I look at Forex. And I come from that street background, and a lot of other people do as well. And even if you don't come from that fucking background, you know, a lot of us grew up fucking poor with no opportunities. We have to create our opportunities for ourselves, but we also have to realize the opportunities do not just happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? They come from our continuous effort of getting knocked down and standing back up, of fucking being told no, you know what I'm saying, and losing money, making money, just being stuck. That's what it comes from. It comes from your own self-perseverance, okay? So a lot of us need to understand that, you know, there's no time on success. There's no fucking time on, you know, you being wealthy and shit like that. Like, you know, we all have a personal time clock, but God does not put a time limit on us to earn and achieve our success. So yes, I believe that that is a great way to end this. We have about 2 minutes. I'm actually not gonna open up the signal group. I won't do signals, you know, anymore for the rest of my fucking life. Um, I say that because like I wasn't content with people complaining and shit when they didn't make money. Um, well, oh, the education. Well, look at it like this: if I keep doing these, okay, two things, and I'll end it like this. Because I haven't passed my FTMO, I feel like, you know, people don't think that I'm a good trader and shit like that, and they won't fucking buy my course or whatever. So I'm not gonna waste the time. Second, when I do that, you know, I probably will fucking, you know, sell the course. But I've also looked at it like I trade the same way. I tell people how I trade. I don't think my course would be any different. The only difference is that like people would have more in depth to like, you know, risk management and shit. But if you go through my shit, you will find that. So, you know, I think that I will not be doing that. And yeah, if you guys had fun with this, you know, just let me know, shout me out and shit. And look, it's interesting. So look, as we're ending this, okay, you know, I don't know what time it is. It's 5:23. We were talking about, you know, just where resistance is at on AU and just following along with it. So, you know, this is where I kind of took this out yesterday. Price didn't break above those, and price is just looking like it's going to continue down. Um, but yeah, so far as Fargo checking out. And yeah, I will do these more often. If you guys, you know, feel the need, I will just hit me up and shit, and we'll see what we can do. I might do another one this weekend. All right. As far as Fargo checking out, this will be uploaded onto YouTube, and yeah, I'll let y'all.